So a lot of people do ask us how we manage to get, to grow, sweet pepper, this tall. And what we want to do today in this video is just to show you some of the tidbits on how, we manage to get it right in terms of our sweet pepper production. Okay. Obviously, quite a lot of people are actually used to, sweet pepper that's, quite this little tall, and then, but you can actually see for us, the sweet pepper is quite so tall that even if I stretch, I'm actually not reaching, the top. So let's get into the video. We just provide you with a few nuggets on how to get it right. So the first thing, I think in getting, your pepper production right, is actually in getting the environment right. I think that's a very critical, component to very good, pepper production. We have actually demonstrated, time and again here at Panuka Farm that if you're going to grow sweet peppers in, open field, it's got some limits in how far you can actually grow it in terms of productivity, longevity. And so point number one is in the environment. So we've got different, environments ourselves, shed nets, and, greenhouses such as this one. And we get some very good, results from, either of these, environments. Of course, with much more superior, results from, greenhouses. So take it, down. Number one, the environment matters actually to get yourself some very lovely, sweet peppers. You can actually see even in a shed net, such as this one, we've actually been able to produce quite some very good sweet pepper, very tall. Even in a shed net, you can actually produce quite some, good pepper such as this. Look at, the material. This is a shed net, but then we really, grew this pepper, this tall, very productive. This is the 9th month actually of production, though it's now slowed down, and we'll be removing, pretty soon. Other than, the production environment, I think the second, aspect is the issue of variety. I mean, there's quite a lot of, varieties out there. And so I think you need to make sure that you try quite a few and see how they respond to your soils. I think we would not be in a position to really categorically say, oh, go for this variety, because soils, differ, management practices differ. And so I think it's always important, I think, as a farmer, to invest a bit of, time into research, see how these different varieties actually do respond, for you. I think that is very critical. So try out quite a few and see what responds very well, for your soils in terms of variety. One of the other aspects that we've actually found out is that, certain varieties are actually, do not actually have a very good disease, package. And so you want to align yourself with, those that have a good, defense, mechanism in terms of diseases. Yeah, they're not kind of crybabies of a variety. So yeah, sometimes you actually think it's your management practices, but sometimes it's just, goes down to the variety issue. So in terms of seedbed preparation, you've got to get it right. You can actually see quite a lot of manure here. We will soon be transplanting sweet pepper in this greenhouse, and you can actually see that the seedbed is already, well done, being watered. The manure is settling down, being watered. So this is your number one, or rather number two, aspect that you need to get right in terms of sweet pepper production. The tilth must be very good. You can actually see here, quite flat, and the soil quite well mixed with, the manure, and just waiting to put the drip lines, and then we're good to go. So once you've transplanted, with a good, seed bed preparation like we just showed you, the issue is that as the pepper grows, it takes quite a while for you to actually see some noticeable change. One thing is, for us, we actually do around, 40, centimeters apart. Once we've transplanted, and then we actually do double, row. We've got two, rows in one line, about 80, centimeters apart, between the other, plant to this plant station. Okay, so take note of that. So even, double rows, you can actually get some very good pepper. That's how we do it here. And yeah, you can actually see for yourself that the production or the growing process is actually quite phenomenal, even on a double row. So you don't necessarily need to have a single row in your production. Then one thing that you actually see is that we actually grow this on drip lines. This is where we also do some fertigation to just make sure that the nutritional aspects are actually quite well balanced, spot on. So one other issue that you actually need to take note, in our case, is that there's this wire. Okay, we actually have another wire this side. This is where we tie the trellising twine. We don't tie it to the plant itself to avoid constriction. So once we do that, then we begin to wind that to the plant going up. So that's something that you probably can look at to just make sure you've got some very effective trellising, because with pepper, if you really want to get the best and then it goes as tall as we get it ourselves, you've got to make sure that the trellising is spot on, and it must actually be done timely. Previously, I think we've been caught before where we take a bit too long to trellis pepper, and then you have some kind of mixed results. It begins to break down and stuff like that. So yeah, so trellising, and obviously one thing that you actually note is that we do maintain a 2-stem system, very consistent. Here you can actually see 2 stems. 2 stems. Well, we probably have one. It could be because we haven't had the other stem established. So yes, you can either maintain a 2-stem system or a 3 stem system. So those are choices you've got to make. Try them out and see how that plays out with your management practices, productivity and stuff like that. So this has been yours truly, Mr. Panuka, with some sweet pepper nuggets. Hope that helps to just rejuvenate your sweet pepper production wherever you are. I think we do get quite a lot of questions on our YouTube channel, Facebook page on how to get it right in terms of sweet pepper production. So yeah, I hope that helps. So from yours truly, Mr. Panuka, from one of our sweet pepper greenhouses. Have a lovely one. It's hot here, we're loving it much as we are in the midst of the rain season. So have a lovely one. Bye bye.